Back on Morning Line. It's our final segment. We're going to get to as many calls as we can for Josh Horn here, talking Social Security. And Josh, let's rip through them. I think next up we've got Daryl. Daryl, good morning.
Yeah, how you doing, Nick?
Good, Daryl. Hi.
I have a question for you. I receive Social Security, Disability, and SSI, and my wife receives SSI too, and she's about to get a $30,000 inheritance from her grandmother. How would that affect mine and her disability?
Good question.
If it's Social Security disability, it doesn't have any effect because it's not earned income. You're not working. If it's SSI, then it'll have a significant impact on it.
Do you know? Are you getting SSI or Social Security disability? Do you know the difference?
I draw Social Security disability and SSI, and my wife draws SSI by itself. So, and she's about to get this from her grandmother who passed away back in February. It's just a one-time $30,000 inheritance. So we're just trying to figure out how that would affect my disability and her disability and our insurance.
Yeah, when you get that, you need to call the office and let them know that you've got. We'll probably have to do an update on your account.
Well, if they're both on SSI, it will affect it, won't it?
Yeah, there's some rules, some things. You know, kind of some of it depends on how quickly you're going to spend it too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because let's say they get that, and initially what they're getting now might go down a bit while they have that money, but once that money's gone, do they get back up? Because they're not earning it. It's a one-time thing. It'd be one thing if it was a regular earning. So
in a couple situations, the most you can have in a bank is $3,000. Actually, it's a combined resource
I wonder
amount.
if he got with a investment or tax expert and said, is there a way we've gotten this investment that we can put this someplace and defer it until they get to full retirement, and it's nothing we have access to that you guys can't touch?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's as if you have access to it, because if it's, I mean, because even like if you put it in a CD, you can still draw that out.
So if they put it into a trust that was not something they would access until they reach full retirement age, would that be?
And see, that's where you would need to really talk to an SSI expert in the office that could really, because there's different funds and different investments that can have different impact on it. But you know, if you're going to take that $30,000, put it in the bank, and kind of live off of it for the next however many years, I mean, you can't have more than $3,000 in the bank and draw SSI.
Yeah.
So that it's going to have an impact, and you need to call and talk to an SSI person.
There may be ways around it if you defer it, but you know, I'm thinking you may be sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of things, important things you could spend 30 grand on right now that you need, and if you choose you want to spend it now, you may have to take at least a short-term hit, I don't know for how long, on what you're drawing. That's just the way it is with SSI. You have money coming in, it's going to counter what you're drawing. That's the way it is, and I understand that. You know, all right. So, good luck with that. Let's go to Beverly. Hi, Beverly.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing, Beverly? Go ahead.
I just have another question. I want to talk a little bit about that trial work up here, that 9 months. Now, when you say you have 9 months, do you mean that literal 9 months, or say, for example, if somebody works 1 or 2 weeks in a month, is that considered a whole month?
Yeah, that's a good question. And so the trial work period amount, I know there's a lot of numbers involved here, but the trial work period amount is $840. So whether you work 1 day or 4 weeks, if you make over $840 in a month, it's going to count towards one of your trial work months.
I see. Okay. And another question is, does the Social Security Administration actually help people to find suitable jobs based on their experience, or do you just have to work anywhere? I mean, do they just like help you get a job, but it may not be fitted or suited to your background?
Yeah, we don't help people find jobs. That would be more like vocational rehabilitation and some of those kind of programs. We're more a matter of, whatever you do, if you go back to work in any capacity, let us know so we can document it, not get you overpaid. But yeah, there's no job placement or anything like that.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Did we have another caller on line 1, Mary Elena, or did I skip one there? I wasn't sure. Let me see if there's someone hanging on there. Hello, caller on 1. Are you there?
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, who's this? Is this
Brian?
Oh, hey, Brian. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, I checked with my retirement, and right now I'm 50. What year is this? 2017. I'm at 52. And they said when I'm 62, I said, I want the minimum retirement, because I want to retire right away as early as I can.
Oh.
I want to retire by the time I'm 55 or 60. They said 62. I said, how much is it for that? I don't care. I don't want to wait till 65. And they said $1,800. I said, that's fine. I inherited a little bit here and there. I talked to the other guy, lawyer, if you remember right, some like swampland in Florida. It's not worth crap. It's got like a trailer on it, but it's like one of inland waterways. Are you trying to tell me that if I retire, and that would affect if I inherited some land or money?
Oh, no.
Only if it's SSI.
He's talking about taking early retirement.
Yeah, you're talking about Social Security retirement benefits. What we were talking about earlier was SSI disability benefits.
Yeah, you're not disabled. So yeah, if he takes early retirement, that means he's going to be sacrificing some more money later, but he wants to retire early, which I respect that. He can make as much as he wants for early retirement, and it doesn't affect what he's getting retirement. Now he'll be taxed on what he's working and earning.
He can, if he draws at age 62, he's still subject to the earnings limit, but unearned income like inheritance, we don't care anything about.
Why are you subject to an earnings limit when you take you take retirement?
Because it's early retirement. So if you're age 66 and you're full retirement age, you can make as much as you want to.
Oh, okay.
But if you draw it early, then if you go over the earnings limit, which is about $16,900 this year. If you go over that, we're going to have to hold back some of your benefits, and if you go over by a lot, we'll have to hold back all your benefits.
Okay, and that's if it's earned income. But if he has investments, or like he said, he was giving things inheritance, then that would be okay. But yeah, so you're not going to lose it because of an inheritance or something like that. But Brian, if you go and are working and making a boatload of cash, it'll affect your. I'm assuming you're not going to be doing that because you're taking early retirement. So good for you. Go for it. And if he has money all stashed in the bank and everything else, that will not affect his retirement. Do most people take early retirement?
You know, it's all different situations. It really is all over the place. Some people, depending on their health and their, and you know what they want to do, and some people love working and they just keep on going, and they're 70 years old and filing.
I'm trying to think. I understand some people have no choice and they choose to take it for health or other reasons early, but I would think if there's any way you could, keep working if you liked it and continue. Boy, you make so much more by waiting.
Well, it just depends on how long you expect to live. I mean,
yeah, right. And who knows that? We don't have a crystal ball on when you're going to croak. I just don't know. All right. I'm sorry. Did we miss any other calls? Who's next, Mary? Are you back there, Mary Elena? Hello? I didn't know about these other calls here. Okay, let's see. Johnny on 2. Hello, Johnny.
Yeah.
Hi, Johnny. What's on your mind?
Oh, yeah. Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, you said about the $3,000 in the bank. You can't have over $3,000. What if you sell like your family home? Do you need to set up like a savings account and maybe put that in there before? Because you have a certain amount of time that you can spend it. So.
Right, exactly, and that's why anytime you get a large, either an inheritance or you sell some property and you get a large amount from the sale or something along those lines, it's important to call and talk to a claims specialist in your local office, because they need to document that that you've gotten that money, and they can talk to you about, okay, this is how long you have to spend it before it starts affecting your benefits. And so for a couple who's both drawing SSI, that amounts $3,000, or for somebody who's married, $3,000, and that's combined resources. So it could be bank account, it could be extra property. So if you come in today to apply for SSI and you've got maybe the house you're living in, but you may have 2 other properties that are worth $15,000, you're not going to be able to draw SSI because you've got those extra properties. But like you said, if you get an inheritance or you get something like that, you need to call and talk to us so that we can talk to you about how long you have to spend that, how it's going to affect your benefits, and some things like that. If you're drawing SSI. If you're drawing Social Security, it doesn't matter.
So if you're drawing Social Security disability, it won't affect you, will it?
Nope. SSI is a needs-based program, so it has to do with any kind of income or resources you have, because it's that needs-based. Social Security is what you've worked and paid into, so it's not a needs-based program, so that's why it's a little bit different.
Okay, thank you for the answer. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, sir. See if we can squeeze in. We've got a minute left. Let's go to Eddie. Eddie, good morning, Eddie.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. We just got about a minute, so what's your quick question?
Well, my quick question is, I had been on SSI, and my question is, I had been on.
You just got to talk on the phone, Eddie. Ignore the TV. It's a tape delay.
Okay, I had been on SSI, and they had changed me over to the disability retirement. But here's the situation. I'd been in a car wreck, and it received some damage.
Okay. So in a car wreck, you received a settlement?
I'm going to receive a settlement of some money, and I want to know what that...
Okay, fair enough. We just got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and again, it depends on which program you're drawing on, and I think you made reference to the fact that you've switched from SSI to Social Security, which if you draw SSI and maybe you're working a little bit, sometimes you'll make yourself insured and we'll actually switch you over to the Social Security program. So it just depends on which program you're drawing. If you're drawing SSI, any kind of settlement's going to affect that. If you're drawing Social Security, probably not.
Yeah, there's the difference there. You got to keep in mind about that. And it's good to be aware. If you just don't report it, sooner or later you guys will figure out that they have that extra income, you think?
Yep.
How do you figure that out?
Yeah, we got all kinds of computer interfaces.
Yeah, and they'll figure out what the taxes or income coming in. So if you think, well, I'm getting this settlement, I'm just not going to tell them, the odds are they'll catch up to you. So yeah, just be upfront with it. That's the best way. Hey, Josh, thank you, my friend.
Yeah,
it's always good to see you. We've got some good calls today. We'll see you again in about a month.
We'll do it.
All right, back with the programming note about tomorrow right after this. Stay with us.